guys, I am Sneha and you are watching my channel Book Junction. Welcome to today's vlog. Now first of all, let's go into the kitchen because I am super hungry today, so I will be making a really nice breakfast. I love listening to an audiobook while I'm in the kitchen. For me, this combination is absolutely cathartic, and right now there are so many new titles on Storytel, so you can listen to a bunch of new audiobooks, and all of these new audiobooks seem so interesting, so it's really hard to pick one. However, I picked up the audiobook Anxiety, Overcome It and Live Without Fear by Sonali Gupta a few days back. Now, Sonali Gupta is a clinical psychologist, and in this book she has stated the difference between stress and anxiety and how you can navigate your way through it, and it's actually a really in-depth audiobook. So if you are also going through anxiety, and if you're also not able to understand the difference when you are stressed and when you're anxious and when you are panicky, then this book will help you a lot in understanding and identifying when you are anxious. She has shared a bunch of examples and case studies that will help you to identify what are the things that triggers your anxiety and how you can help yourself calm down in such situations. So I think this book is super useful for our generation because right now life is pretty stressful and there are so many things that adds up to our anxiety. So yes, I highly recommend this audiobook. I also listened to another audiobook that was also from the non-fiction genre. So I listened to Thinking Smart by Nirmalya Kumar, and the book was outstanding. The book is all about how you can master your work, your life, and basically everything. So I found the book really insightful. Now there is a really fun and amazing feature on Storytel where you can use emojis to review a book. So I also reviewed the audiobook Thinking Smart by Nirmalya Kumar with the emojis, and it was super fun and I really enjoyed doing it. By the way, there is a great deal going on right now on Storytel. So if you want to get your subscription, then click on the link given in the description box and get your subscription right now. Alright, so now let's go to the kitchen and make our breakfast.
It's often seen as a huge achievement from the outside, but on the inside, the responsibility and demands that come with a new designation are very unnerving. I worry about whether I will be able to deliver, and these thoughts have impacted my sleep, appetite, and led me to withdraw from others. Unquote. Moving cities or countries. Often, this type of move is complicated because it demands a high degree of adaptation and adjustment. Although it means better job opportunities or quality of life, it can be a bittersweet experience.
So breakfast is ready, and I love this corn chart actually. It's super easy to make, and you can like make it in batch and then store it in your fridge and eat it whenever you're reading or doing anything. Plus it's also like very refreshing, and I'm sure it's healthy also. Very nice. Personally, I am a huge fan of corn. Like, I love baby corn, I love sweet corn, and I love anything that has corn in it. It just instantly makes the dish so much more tastier, and especially because it's sweet. I usually love food that has the balance of like salty and sweet. Recently, I was watching this vlog by this Korean person, and they have these, like, they call it egg roll, I guess, but they fill it up. So usually they fill in some cheese or whatever meat that they want to eat. So before rolling, they spread some cheese and then they roll it and make these egg rolls. And I loved the idea, and I thought that it was actually pretty unique. So I first thought I'll make a simple egg roll without like any filling, and if I'm successful, then the next time I will put in some cheese. So I'll try that soon. Winters remind me of picnic, and you know, like here in Kolkata, picnic is a big thing. Like, they call it feast, and like the moment the winters approach, everyone is going on picnics over here, like feasts. And it's a big thing. Like, if you are in a tuition or in a coaching, or if you are like in multiple coachings, you have different groups, right? Maybe coaching, English coaching group, math coaching group, then your college group or your school group, and you just have to sort of go to all these feasts, or maybe at least prioritize in which feast you would want to go. And it's a huge thing in Kolkata, like not just limited to school students and college students, even like office going people, they also have office picnics. I haven't been to a feast for like a really long time. The last time I went to a picnic, it was my dad's office picnic, and it was really nice because they took us to a very nice place, and it was very, like, there was a lot of greenery and the sky was really clean. Like, since we went to the outskirts of Kolkata, like it was quite far, so you know, the pollution level was really low, and we actually enjoyed because the food was amazing. And if the food is amazing, everything is great. In fact, because of COVID, last 2 years, I don't really think anyone has gone to any picnics, but this year I'm hoping that people will be doing it. But I don't know, I don't have any plans. I'm going to read a book today. The book is Autobiography by Christina Loren. This is the book. I showed you guys this one before and I haven't read it. I told you guys now that I'm going through a reading slump, but I'm out of that. Like, I'm somehow out of it, and now I'm ready to read a nice book. So I thought I'll read this one. I'll start reading it now, and then I'll update you what I think about it. Alright, so I started this book. I read around 60 pages, and I must say that I'm definitely enjoying it. The writing is very smooth. It's something that you can connect with instantly, but I won't say that it's extremely easy. Like, there are a bunch of words that I have come across for the first time, so there's that. Now, there are 3 main characters in this book as of now: Tanner, Autumn, and Sebastian. Now, Tanner and Autumn are best friends. When I say best friends, they are absolutely inseparable. Just to give you a heads up, since this is a reading vlog and I'm talking about this book in depth, so of course I'm going to talk about its plot. So if you don't want any spoilers, and if you don't want to know much about this book right now before you read it, so you can skip this video because I'm going to talk about everything. Now, Tanner and Autumn are best friends. However, there is this secret of Tanner that he hasn't shared with Autumn yet, and that is Tanner is bisexual. Now, there is a huge reason for that. It's not just that he doesn't trust her yet or anything like that. It's because the place that they live, the neighborhood that they are in, it is filled with really religious people. So there are 2 words that I'm seeing again and again. The first word is Mormon, and the second word is LDS. Now, LDS is definitely an abbreviation, so let's search what LDS is. I've already done it, but I thought I'll share it with you guys as well. Now, LDS stands for Latter-day Saints. So from what I understood from the book, LDS people are very conservative with their approach. They are homophobic. They are extremely, like, conservative. That's what I understood from it. I really don't want to offend anyone by saying anything offensive, but that's exactly what's given in the book, so I'm not inventing anything. Alright, so I'm around 150 pages in, and I must say that some things are happening in this book that I don't approve of. Now, as I told you before, that he hasn't even told Autumn about his sexuality, and it's a big part of his identity, right? So he hasn't shared about it yet with anyone. So I talked about Tanner and Autumn, but I did not tell you anything about Sebastian. So Sebastian is this guy who is like assisting their class to write a book. Now there is this seminar thing going on. All these students are going to write a book, and if they write a great book, it will help their career a lot. They might also get an opportunity to publish their book. That has happened with Sebastian. So Sebastian is their senior, I guess, and he has already published his book, and he is going on, like, he's going into all these events. So he's a big shot now in their neighborhood. So Sebastian has come to guide them, to help write this book. Now the moment Sebastian comes into the class, Tanner sees him, and it's like love at first sight. He looks at him and he is like in love with him, and then he just cannot stop thinking about him, which is honestly totally okay. It happens with a lot of people across different age group, so it's not something that bothered me. Now Tanner is constantly thinking about Sebastian, and it's like totally obvious that he's head over heels. After a few classes, Sebastian and Tanner kind of get into a conversation, and one thing leads to another, and Sebastian tells Tanner that he will help him outside the class as well with his book, since he needs more help as he is behind from the rest of the class, which totally makes sense. He's the TA after all, that's his job. So then they meet outside, and he's helping Tanner, and Tanner accidentally lets Sebastian know that he is bisexual. And this is the first time that they have met outside of school, by the way. Even like they haven't even have a lot of classes together. After maybe 2 or 3 classes, they met outside, and he just lets the information slip like that. It's a little bit unbelievable. It felt like he definitely did it with all his intent. It was not just an accident. A lot of times when you're writing in your journal, you sometimes write, like, you sometimes lie there as well, like, even though no one is going to read, but you still have this in mind that if someone reads, they shouldn't know that you were actually like lying. So you lie to yourself as well in the journal. It feels like that in this book, because the book is narrated from the point of view of Tanner. So Tanner is basically telling us the story. It feels like he is lying to us, that he tells us that, you know, it was an accident, that somehow गलती से पता चल गया Sebastian को. I don't really think that happened. So it was definitely something he had planned. That's just my theory, but I mean, in the book it's shown that it just happened like that. And you know, you haven't even told your best friend about it. It's your big secret, and you just let this secret slip in front of your crush, that to a very new crush. So it just feels a little too, I mean, it doesn't feel real. So yes, that's something that got me a little. Anyway, so yeah, I have talked too much and my throat is all dried up. So I just wanted to show you guys this thing. So this is, I mean, of course this is not sponsored, but just showing you. This is the aloe fruit kiwi juice, and I've shown you guys this same thing before also in the variant berry and lychee, and I love this drink. This is the first time that I got this in the kiwi variant, and I have another one, a small bottle, that's the Mossambi variant, in my fridge. I will have it tomorrow. All the aloe vera chunks. It's actually really delicious, and it's not super sweet, like it is like mildly sweet, but the flavor, it's amazing. So you know, if you are into carbonated drinks, you can definitely like substitute that with this one. So I'm going to have this drink right now and read the book. Today is my reading day. Just look at the color, it's absolutely gorgeous. I must say the kiwi juice actually tastes a little bit like green apple. I don't know. The green color is super pretty. very refreshing. And the aloe vera chunks, like slightly bitter, I would say, just slightly bitter, but overall it's very tasty and it's not too sweet. I don't like anything that's too sweet. You can definitely try this. Alright, so I'm going to read now and let you know what are my thoughts. Hi guys, good morning. This is the next day. I finished reading the book last night and yes, I'm done with this book. I'm actually really happy that I finished it in one sitting because as I told you that I was going through a reading slump and it just feels good to come out of it. And honestly, this book is definitely interesting. It is definitely interesting enough that you would want to know more. Now there are a bunch of things that I want to talk about. I have my cup of tea over here. I thought I'll just have my tea and talk about everything. So let's get into it. I didn't quite like the way all the characters were treated, especially the character of Autumn, because there was just so much potential in her character and there was actually so much substance, but they did not quite use it all up. I think Christina Lauren, they are like a duo, so they just couldn't use her character enough in the book and that made me a little sad. Why? Because after 200 pages I get to know how Autumn looks, like the color of her hair, the color of her eyes, and more about her. And it just feels weird because she is such an integral part of the book and her character is the most interesting one in the book as well. And like after 200 pages I get to see her finally. It just feels a little disheartening. That was something that I didn't like. Next, I didn't like the relationship between Tanner and Sebastian. Tanner seems very pushy when it comes to Sebastian, and we have to understand that Sebastian comes from a very conservative family and he just cannot snap out of that easily. It's extremely difficult for him. I know that it's also difficult for Tanner, but you have to understand that his family is super supportive and they have created a very safe environment for him, which is not the case for Sebastian. Also, every time that Tanner talks about Sebastian, it's always all about his physical appearance, how he looks, how attractive he is, and how much he wants Sebastian. Even though the authors have tried to make us feel the depth of their relationship and love, but it just never happens because, you know, when Tanner is talking about Sebastian, he never goes deep enough to understand him as a person. It's always all about how attractive he looks. It's always all about how much he wants him. So it seems more like lust than love. That's what I felt. And that's why it's very difficult to be invested in their love story. Now this is what I felt for Tanner, not for Sebastian, because the book is being narrated from the point of view of Tanner and everything that we get to know about Sebastian is through Tanner. Our view of Sebastian is very much limited to how Tanner sees him. However, towards the end we get a third person perspective towards both the characters. So that's helpful. I liked that because the first time I got to know about Sebastian from a neutral point, you know, not from the point of view of Tanner. So that helped. I liked that. There's another thing about Sebastian. His character is super interesting and super complicated, and I would have loved it if the book was narrated from his point of view. Now, Sebastian comes from a very religious and very conservative family, and they abide by these set of rules. They are very polite and they have this code of conduct. Now, Sebastian is gay, but he is not, like, he doesn't accept it that he is gay. He says that I'm not that. Even though he is there with Tanner, they have something going on. Even then to Tanner he says that I'm not that, like I'm not gay, and Tanner is like, but you are with me, so what does that mean? So it's like that he has this denial thing going on. Even though he is with a guy, even though he has a boyfriend, he says that I'm not gay. And that is such a complicated thing for him because he comes from a family who goes by these rules, and it's not like Sebastian is rebellious. He's not like that because he also has faith in all those rules. He also prays. He is all about God and Heavenly Father. So he prays every day. He talks to Heavenly Father every day. So you have to understand that even though he is gay, even though the rules that he has faith in doesn't allow him to live a life that he wants to live, the authentic life that he wants to live, he still believes in those rules. He still believes and has faith in those rules. So he's extremely loyal towards his religion and his faith. And that is super complex and that is super interesting, and I just wanted that the book dives deeper into that. So I think that would be more helpful for everyone out there rather than just Tanner talking about how amazing Sebastian's jawline is and how like hot he is and all of that. So that's something that really disappointed me, and I wanted this book to be more than what it was. It was really on the surface. It wasn't something that went beyond those surfaces and, you know, explored more such interesting topics. Alright guys, so that was all for today's video. I really hope that you all enjoyed this vlog and found it valuable. If you did, then definitely let me know in the comments, and also don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Click on the like button and do not forget to hit the bell icon so that you are notified every time I upload a new video, and I'll see you in my next video. Until then, bye bye.